Good day, Version Bolai, Hail Carib-Sport. One more time. Well, all right. We're imminently waiting for the Jamaica Trinidad Tobago match, which is our 24 hours away. This is a World Cup qualifiers, and naturally, both fans are very excited. Last video, in the first 24 hours, I got about over 1,600 hits and 20 new subscribers just in 24 hours. So thank you. Continue to like, share, and subscribe. So let's talk about it. Jamaica versus TNT in their last match. Jamaica was away to Bermuda. They won 4-0. Trinidad and Tobago was at home to Curacao and they drew 0-0. Okay. Phil, what are the pros and cons? I'm talking from a TNT perspective because of course I'm biased, right? Well, right now the TNT backline is looking a lot better, a lot better. The back four, if I remember correctly, was Noah Powder, Kobe Henry, Trimmingham, and I believe it was Cardenas on the right. I forget already. That's why I get in all. I get in all. And I believe I am correct. Okay, it was a solid back four. We did not have pain because of injuries, Alvin Jones and so on, and yet we still did well. Isaiah Garcia did not play, so all of a sudden we have a bit of depth. We could smile a little bit when it comes to the back four, and we still have time for to improve to get better. Um, Good for us. Jamaica is missing a handful of players due to injuries and other reasons. In their last match against Bermuda, missing for them Leon Bailey, who plays with Roma on loan from Aston Villa. This fellow named Labatudeur, who plays for Coventry. Bobby Reed, Leicester, Pinnock, Brentford, Lembikisa, who plays for Lincoln in League One. All the other guys were championship except for Bailey, who's in Roma. And yet not able to commit for them. Thankfully for us, there's a guy called Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood is a star, was a star with Manchester United, one of the top young strikers in England today, trying to get an England call up. He had a bit of a legal issue. I'll just summarize it and say that he was loaned out to a Spanish team. He was their top scorer and one player of the year, and then he was sold to Marseille by Manchester for 24.7 million euros. Scored 22 goals for them and took them to second place in the French first division. All not there. Yee. All right. Unless something has changed in the last 24 hours, but I've been looking out at press reports and so on. But such is the depth of the Jamaican team that available for them in the last game, just off the top of my head, because I can't go and remember all these people. Kadamata, who plays in the championship division. Hayden, Kadamata is up front. You got Hayden in the championship. Sifas from the Russian first division. Palmer from the championship. Russell from League One. And Campbell, the defensive midfielder from the championship. The rest of the other players, with the exception of the goalkeeper, are either championship players or MLS or League One. The exception is the goalkeeper, who I believe plays USL. All right. So the quality is very, very comparable to what we faced against Curacao. And as you saw against Curacao, we had our moments. So that's a good thing for us. Also for us, Jamaica sometimes is their own worst enemy. Jamaica's had a very, very good team for the last 12 odd years or more. But Jamaica, I don't know, something always seems to go wrong. Good, sometimes good Gold Cup, they play in the Copa, but so 2014 Jamaica did not. Nope, I'm lying to you. 2010 Jamaica did not qualify for the Hex. 2014 they qualified and came last. 2018 they did not qualify, and 2022 they did make the final eight of CONCACAF and came sixth. They just couldn't win at home. You know, they drew a lot of matches or whatever. Um, this is again a very talented Jamaican team. At the last Gold Cup, they lost to Guatemala, they lost to Panama, and they barely beat Guadeloupe 2-1. Now, Guatemala is not a bad team, and the Jamaicans were probably missing some players. Panama is a good team, and Guadeloupe is always a good team, and Martinique, even when they're missing players in the on French duty. Um, so, as we can see, Jamaica has their problems, and trying to get to this stage of the World Cup qualifiers, they struggle away to British Virgin Islands, winning 1-0. They they had a match against away to Dominica, not Dominican Republic. They were cruising 3-0. Bam bam, Dominica comes and scores two goals and keeps them honest. They won 3-2. Um, they've had their problems in a competitive match, I believe it was Gold Cup qualifier. Played more than 45 minutes in Kingston against a 10-man Cuban team, couldn't score. Thoroughly dominated the match but could not score. Jamaica has had their negative moments. So it's up to you to take advantage of your luck and see what you can make with that. Jamaica is not impregnable, and you can get results at the office. It has been done before. This impregnable office business, that done about 10 years plus. All right. We, on the other hand, well, we all have issues. Our defense has of course, beefed up. Our midfield, as I've said before, and I'm tired saying it, Ovry and Real Gil are wonderful players. They may not have the strength to compete with the Jamaicans and Americans, but Ovry has been abroad for about a year and a half, presently in the US. Real Gil has been abroad for about 9 months, and prior to that, he was still a pro player for 2 years in Trinidad. I'm assuming whatever gym program they've had in the last 18 years would have made them a little stronger. You don't always have to look big, but you do have to be um, physically be able to handle these guys. If you remember Marvin Foster and Hudson Charles, they weren't big, but they could handle the guys. Roy Keane, he can handle guys. So, what I can tell you, be able to handle guys, right? Um, Isaiah Garcia doesn't look too big, but he can handle himself. But wonderful skills. This leads me to my next point. We need a little more finesse, a little more flair up front. I said this in my last video. It can't always be Levi. If Levi gets injured today, what happens next? We have a few options in midfield. We have a few options in defense. We don't really have that much to think about to will bamboozle and scare defense when Levi is gone. Yes, Isaiah Lee and Lee Cock are good players, the two ICS, but they're no Levi, not their fault. All right. So we need somebody else who can step up and along with Levi, tantalize that defense. Dante has his moments, but he's intermittent. Spicer is more of a provider, and he's a very good player. I've never seen him not contribute in a Trinidad and Tobago match. And so we need somebody up there. I was thinking off the top of my head, and sometimes players play different positions for the sake of the team. They had poor Alvin trying to acclimatize the centre back in the Gold Cup. We've seen Levi on the left, right, and up front. We've seen Joven Jones and Molino in a number of positions. And something I was thinking of is having Real Gil up front with um, Levi Garcia. Real's got good skills. He can dribble. He's got pace. He can shoot beautifully. All of a sudden, you got two men to worry about. And we're going to have to be able to counter against the Jamaicans. There's one thing to create and to score, which we have to do. But when they're pounding us, and we will have those moments, we have to hold strong and be able to counter. You notice against Costa Rica in the second half, we were being dominated, but we scored a goal against the run of play. Long pass to Levi, who ran with it, and he scored. And against the counter, it'd be nice to have men like Levi and Real Gil using that space and running and shooting. Levi does not seem to be himself. I hope that changes against Jamaica. But if he's not, we have somebody else to look at. It can't always be Levi, Levi, Levi. The man can't carry the team every day of his life. That's just something to think about. So, it will not be easy. It's not supposed to be easy. But, if you're going to qualify for a World Cup, you got to get points away. And you also got to win at home. We let ourselves down against Curacao. I'm hoping that with Curacao and Jamaica, they draw against each other. Or maybe Jamaica just beats them badly both times. So we have a better shot at the second spot. There's still a lot of football left. There's still a lot of possibilities left. If we can at least draw against Jamaica today, it is not impossible. Our dreams are still very much alive. I expect, of course, Curacao to beat Bermuda. And then it's on to some more football in October. So it's possible. Your boy getting a little tizzy hunting. Did I say today? I think the match is tomorrow, not today, right? Anyway, I believe in them. I believe they can do it. I believe they can get a result. We're going to have some bad mind. And we're going to have other fellas who can contribute besides Levi. I know they're trying, but we need to have goal scorers. That bit of brilliance that Dante showed us against Saudi Arabia, we need to see some of that. So I wish our boys the best. I have one or two ideas for players who could be playing up front and midfield, but they're not in the team, they're not in the 18, and that's for another time. So God bless Levi Garcia. God bless Dwight Yorke. God bless the Soca Warriors. And let's make some ruction in Kingston tomorrow. Warriors, assemble.